The man himself, Ken and Jade's boss. Here he is. Wealth inequality. See, Lacey, we didn't understand it. Dave understands it. He's going to explain it. Are you psyched?
A little nervous, but
all right. Well, here we go.
America, Dave Ramsey, your host.
Oh, we got to speed him up. He's so slow.
Wealth be unequal. I want you to be part of the problem with wealth inequality. I want to make you wealthy. I want to show you how to handle money so you can become vastly wealthy, completely change your family tree, and give money and help others like nobody.
I want to point this out. This guy has never made anybody vastly wealthy. He's never made anybody wealthy. So that's just horse shit.
Nobody's business. I want you to be the problem. When people are griping about wealth inequality, I want them to see your face. That's my goal. I'm trying to help you get there. I want you to be unequal. I want you to be better than average. I don't want you to be typical. I don't want you to be normal. Listen, I'm a member of the marriage inequality movement, too, because I've been married now for 30 years.
Whoa, what does that mean?
you know what that means. And I know what that means. I cannot believe that he pulled that into that. Oh, boy. Okay.
So was he talking about women or gay people or both?
I feel fairly confident that this is a queer thing.
Oh, could be.
Not a particularly female.
Well, marriage inequality. Your wife shouldn't have any rights. She should be property, like, in the Bible.
No, I don't think that he will say that.
No, he won't.
And my sort of evidence for that would be that he is very insistent that he and Sharon have an income, although she does not work outside of the home.
Is she allowed to?
I think based on that, idea, he's not likely to be saying that about women. So I feel fairly certain that was him, like, throwing out his views, about gay marriage.
Yeah, could be. Is his wife allowed to leave the house? I don't know. I've never seen her. So, oh man. Anyway, so I want to get this real quick. So this goes back to my basic argument. Liberals believe equal treatment under the law. Conservatives believe hierarchy. Some people deserve more rights than others. He's making that argument right now. Right? Some people deserve more.
Almost 33 years, which makes me weird because very few people have been. And so my marriage is unequal. I'm a member of the kid inequality movement too. All three of my kids are grown, functional, and don't live in my house. I'm a member of the kid inequality movement.
All three of your kids work for you, though.
All right. And also, I thought he was going into a queer thing, and he didn't, so I was incorrect there. He's now doing strange things with the concept of the word.
Right, he's strawmanning it. He's trying to. So, are you familiar with what's called a Mott and Bailey? It's a debate technique. So, in the old days, especially in France, they used to have the Bailey, which was the village, and it was on fairly level ground, and it was fairly poorly defended. And then on the hill in the center of the village, you'd have the castle, the Mott. So if the village was attacked, everybody would retreat to the castle, which was defended. In debate, I make a statement that's really stupid, like women don't deserve to be in the workplace, something I can't really defend, right? And as soon as you attack me and go, well, wait a minute, women do really well in the workplace, I go, well, but you have to acknowledge that there are differences between men and women. That would be my motto. Yeah, that's true. There are differences between men and women, but it had nothing to do directly with the argument. I'm trying to lead you to a place where I can defend, right, from my indefensible start. His indefensible start is income inequality is a great thing. It's good. We want more of it. I want you to all be unequal. I want you to have more money than everybody else, right? Then he's going to go back to, okay, well, let's talk about what is equality and what inequality. And yeah, and some things are equal. My marriage is different than other marriages. That's not equal. What is equality? So now he's getting into this technical. Well, what are we talking about with equality and inequality? So that's his Mott versus his Bailey. His Bailey he can't defend, and he knows it, so he's got to retreat to this position where he's doing this fucking word game. And his elderly audience, they're like children. If you just jingle some keys.
I don't want my kids to be. I don't want them to be normal. I don't want them to be typical. I want you to be excellent. I want you to be passionate. I want you to win. I want you to do things better than you've ever done them before. And the sad thing about that is people who won't make the same choices you make won't be in the same position you're in after you do those things. After you make better choices, you'll start winning. Someone who plays a guitar better than someone else because they practice 10,000 hours more than they practice makes more money playing the guitar.
That's not true. There are a lot of unsuccessful musicians who are phenomenal. I got to tell, this is such an untrue bullshit thing. Lacey's, we were in theater for how many years? Like a decade. I did theater.
Right.
You've done it for a long time.
Longer.
How many incredible actors and writers have you met who never got a break? I can think of probably 100.
Oh, easily, maybe more. I personally have probably cast 100 of them in shows that I have directed and produced.
And they're never going to go anywhere. So this idea that talent or hard work makes you money? No, there are a lot. I know guys who are just phenomenal guitar players. They're never going to. Yeah, and they're never going to fucking tour with Springsteen. It just ain't going to happen. They're going to do gigs or they're going to teach, and that's what they're going to do. They're never going to get a shot. It happens. So this is all horseshit. I mean, so the premise. I just want to get to this. So the premise of his argument is going to be income inequality. First off, it's good. He knows it's not. He can't defend that. So he goes to, well, what are we talking about with equality? And now he's pulling into a position of, okay, well, really it comes down to hard work and talent. Which you can't, if you draw the line, you can't connect any of these things. Because they're not connected at all. So it's just one of those things where basically the argument is, the sun is bright, yet ice cream is delicious, and those things are connected. No, they're not. They're not directly connected. So it's just horseshit. I mean, it's just amazing to me. But we'll skip through this real quick, and then we're gonna meet Lacey's new boyfriend.
So scared. Okay.
People who are more talented putting a puck in the net do make more money playing hockey than those who don't. That's why Wayne Gretzky made more money than that other guy that you don't know his name.
Who was probably better than Wayne Gretzky and never got a shot. I also want to remind everybody, I'm playing him at 1.25 speed. This is how fucking slow he talks.
It's not equal. And see, somewhere along the line, we taught everybody that everybody gets a trophy.
Oh, the trophy thing.
That equal means fair.
They really like the trophy thing, don't they? Is that just me, Lace, or do they really like the trophy thing?
They really like the trophy thing.
God, and that's not even that's like the last 20 years. That's not even an old thing. I don't know.
Fair is not equal. It would be unfair.
Nobody's arguing for fairness. Has anybody argued for fairness? Have you heard that? We're talking about lessening wealth inequality. We're not talking about total equal fairness. Nobody's talking about that. Doesn't exist.
No, it's more talking about like a fair shot at something.
Yeah, we're talking about equal treatment under the law, equal opportunity.
Opportunity,
right. We're talking about developing a more merit-based system. That's when we talk about that.
Not necessarily outcome, because outcomes will vary based on many factors, but equal opportunities.
Right.
That's kind of the conversation that's happening.
Well, I mean, this is like this is maybe a little bit of a straw man, but it's a simplified argument, and I've done this before. I have 2 kids, right? One kid, I give everything: time, attention, money, education, tutors, training, everything, right? And the other kid, I just give him 1 meal a day, and the rest is on his own. Which of these 2 kids do you think is going to be the most successful? Well, clearly, the kid I gave everything to, right? But which of these kids is genetically smarter or more talented or better looking? We have no fucking idea. Could be the kid I gave nothing. But he'll never get a chance to use any of that shit unless somebody else steps in and helps him out. Nobody just figures it out on their own. It takes thousands of years that way. That's why we were basically tribal for such a long time, because we hadn't figured anything out yet. So I mean, this whole argument is stupid. Nobody's arguing for fairness. Nobody's arguing for equality in that sense of everybody being we all get the same amount of food and shelter and all that shit. No, it's not going to happen. What we're talking about is making it more equal in the sense of people having the opportunity to succeed, which now makes it a merit-based system, or at least as merit-based as we can make it, right? Which is what fucking terrifies conservatives, because if it's merit-based, then it's not that some people are better. Because if it's merit-based, anybody could win, right? They don't want that, because then they could potentially lose their shit. That's what he's scared of. They won't admit that, but that's what his thought process is. So it's got to be that when you're wealthy, you earned it. It's Worthington's Law, right?
Worthington's Law all over again.
For you to get paid the same amount of money to play a guitar that Brad Paisley gets paid, it would be unfair for you to get paid the same amount of money to play golf that Tiger Woods gets paid, because he's better at it than you are. So it would be unfair for it to be equal. Instead of equal is fair.
Again, he's talking about the
As a matter of fact,
outcomes all being equal rather than the opportunity essentially like at the beginning,
Right. It's his Mott and Bailey, right?
Right.
Equality is bad. But I mean, it's like, if you do more work, you should get more money. Well, yeah, but we're talking about at the beginning, right? It's one of the things I wish these guys, and I know they never are. What's his name? John Rawls, I think it was. And God, I wish I'd have thought of this, because it's fucking genius. And in his book, he opens it with this question: design a society not knowing who you are going to be in that society. You don't know if you're going to be a man, a woman. You don't know what your skin color is going to be. You don't know if you're going to have a disability. You don't know if you're going to be attractive or unattractive. You don't know who you're going to be. Design that society. Well, of course, you're going to want to design the most fair society, the most equal society as possible, right? Because you don't know what you're going to get. It's the same theory as if I have 10 kids at a party and I tell the birthday girl, all right, honey, you can pick whatever slice of cake you want and you get to slice the cake. Well, of course, they're going to cut small slices for the other kids and they're going to keep the biggest for themselves. Most of the time, not every kid, but most of the time, right? But if you tell those kids, okay, honey, you get to slice the cake, but you get whatever slice is last, you better bet most kids are going to slice them as equally as possible. It's the same theory, but he doesn't want that. He wants to be able to slice the cake and pick the slice before anybody else. That's what he wants. And that's what he's arguing for. He just doesn't understand it.
Unequal is more fair than equal. Oh, now I'm messing the truth.
That's just a stupid statement.
helping with your little psychology and your little philosophy, aren't I?
Oh yeah, you're messing with me, Dave. You got me.
Equal is unfair. How's that?
Stupid.
Smoke on it for a second. Equal is unfair.
It's so stupid.
Because
so equals unfair. How are we defining equal? So if I do X amount of work and Dave does X amount of work and we get paid the same, that's unfair.
I feel like this goes back to his perception that he is evaluating all of it based on the outcome rather than the opportunity.
Well, he's yeah, potentially. I think also he's defining equal as we all get the same thing regardless of what we do.
Right.
Which is not
outcome as well. Regardless of what we do or studied or how well we did at something or talent or any of, all the zillion factors there, regardless of all of that, we all just get the same thing.
Right. But here's...
So that's like an outcome-driven thing rather than looking at it from the base of let's start with some equal opportunities and give people the opportunity to be able to develop in a certain way.
Well, and it's a stupid argument because he actually disproves his own point, which is this. When we're talking about equality or income inequality and how we want to kind of squeeze that down as much as possible, what we're actually talking about is equal treatment. When we talk about equality, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about equal opportunity, equal treatment. We're not talking about equal outcome. I don't know that anybody's arguing for equal outcome because it's just not going to happen. It just isn't.
There are too many factors that are wild cards.
So that's the thing is you're not talking about giving people equal shit. What we're talking about is giving them the opportunity, or at least the resources for the opportunity. That would be equal treatment. So if I give 1,000 kids and I give them all the same equal opportunity in education, advancement, I make sure that they have food, shelter, clothing, security, so they can develop. Those kids are going to be more successful than if I just let them. Well, some of these kids get advantages and some don't. Right? But in both situations, I'm not going to get none of the outcome is going to be different for all these kids. It's not going to be the same, no matter what scenario we spend it. So his idea that that's the goal, that's his straw man, and it makes no sense. But it disproves his point, which is he's saying, well, unequal is fair, right? So it should be that people who do less get more money. That would be fair in an unequal is fair society, right? But he's saying, well, no. If I do more, I should get what I deserve, and if you do less, you should get what you deserve, and that's not fair. But you can flip it both ways, right? And given that you can flip it both ways,